Hey there, in today's video we're diving into my first impressions of the Crew Motorfest, the highly anticipated sequel to the Crew 2. As I got to try this game out on the closed beta, I have decided to do a little review of it. So buckle up and join me as we explore whether the Crew Motorfest is mid or not. Right from the start I was pretty impressed by the graphics. The visual improvements in the Crew Motorfest are a real game changer. The environments are more detailed than ever with vibrant colours and breathtaking vistas. And speaking of locations, the new Hawaii map is an absolute showstopper. It offers a diverse range of landscapes from tropical beaches to dense rainforests, making each race a visually captivating experience. Although it is smaller than the USA map of old, it feels so much more colourful and unique, and the special setups you experience during the playlists also add to the experience. One of the standout pros of the Crew Motorfest is the expanded customization options. The game provides an extensive array of tools to personalise your vehicle, allowing you to create your dream ride. Whether it's body kits, paint jobs, performance upgrades, the level of detail and variety is impressive. It adds a whole new level of depth and individuality to the racing experience. Best of all, if your car matches certain themes, you can show them off at the Crew Motorfest's car meets, where you can compete against others for rewards. The one thing that did put me off getting the Crew 2 on PC after completing it on the PS4 was that I wasn't sure if I was able to import my save over to the different platform. Happily in the Crew Motorfest, this is possible thanks to its cross-platform import feature. If you've already invested time and effort into collecting cars in the Crew 2, you can now import those vehicles in the Motorfest across multiple platforms. It's a fantastic addition that rewards dedicated players and allows them to continue their automotive adventures seamlessly. Although speaking of cars, I gotta say, this car list slaps. 567 cars were available in the closed beta. Despite most of them being from the Crew 2, I honestly don't see why that's an issue, as it did have a good car list. Also, like I mentioned already, the customization is solid, with my only critique really being that I would have liked to have seen some licensed wheels. Other improvements include the sounds. I will say that the sounds at first didn't seem that different, but the more I played the game, the more I grew to love them. Even the landscape sounds good. But yeah, better sounds than Forza I must say, and maybe NFS too. This did take me by surprise, as I've always thought that the Crew sounds were a bit disappointing. Even the handling is good. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Crew 2's handling, as it just never felt fully in control. The cars also felt extremely floaty at times, and with Motorfest, I felt like the handling improved to have fixed this issue. Although they can still feel floaty at times, the car did lose traction quite easily. But then again, I had no driving aids on because I'm a big boy, so that was probably part of the issue. Lastly, the playlists were actually good fun. I only got to try out the Made in Japan one as I was busier than expected this weekend, when F1 wasn't sending me to a mental institution. Regardless, the setups, event types and land designs were very cool and memorable too. Now, not every game is perfect, and it's safe to say the Motorfest is just like every other one in that case. So let's talk about the cons. Now let's talk about one element taken from Forza: the dialogue. In the Crew 1, the dialogue was the usual racing game stuff, but it was bearable. Since the Crew 2, the dialogue has only gotten worse. And although Hero is not present in this game, thank Christ, he might as well have been, because the dialogue is absolutely dog shit. I personally don't care too much of the game's characters. They are very corny and cheesy, but for a game with little to no story, to have characters just talk so much about so little was just migraine-inducing. Don't get me wrong, Unbound had some corny characters, but they actually had some charm to them, even if they didn't seem very likeable. But the Crew Motorfest just didn't have that charm, and to be fair, neither did Forza Horizon 5. In fact, this was something I hated about Forza Horizon 5. I've never hated a protagonist more than I did in Forza Horizon 5. Other critiques include questionable performance issues on PC. Even when I had my settings at their lowest, the game still stuttered and crashed, to the point where I've begun to question my hardware. Now, this of course can be solved at launch, and before launch I imagine, so I won't criticise them in this area, as optimization is usually the final step of game development. And finally, I couldn't help but feel a striking similarity to Forza Horizon. While the Crew Motorfest brings its own unique flavour to the open world racing genre, it's hard to ignore the parallels. Something I even felt in the Crew 2 was just the whole festival vibe definitely took inspiration from Forza Horizon, and it's clearly evident. It's not necessarily a bad thing though, except it sort of is. I love it when a game does its own thing. Like, although variety is limited in the racing game genre as of late, it is safe to say that Need for Speed, Forza, Gran Turismo and Test Drive Unlimited are all different to one another in certain ways. With the Crew 1, which was a game I loved, this game felt unique, but after the Crew 2, and unfortunately this title, I can't help but feel a sense of Forza Horizon wannabe in it. Does this make the game bad? No, not at all actually, but when you feel like you've played this game a few years ago, but with a different title, you can see that this is a serious issue, especially when you're trying to market a game that is supposedly much different to its predecessor. So is the Crew Motorfest a bad game? No, not at all actually. I did enjoy it a lot in several aspects, but it just feels like I have seen this all before. But hopefully most of the issues that I experienced regarding PC performance will be resolved by the September release date. So what do you think? If you enjoyed this video and you want to stay up to date with the latest content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, thank you so much for watching and hope to see you all very soon.